Because I can't be the only one that doesn't spend time flipping through the whole paper looking for that little ad somewhere on page 27. It's changed a lot. So we have to be aware of where our customers are looking and what our best return on investment might be. This thing in yellow was something I added this morning. It's a law of supply and demand, because if you have a very unique product, you probably don't have to spend as much as long as there's a demand for it, because you don't have much competition. If you have a lot of competition, you might need to be a little bit more aggressive. You want to put a little bit more out there. But that whole unique selling proposition has to distinguish you. You don't want to just be the same old as everybody else, because your piece of the pie is only going to be this big. What you want to be is the urban legend. You want to be the go-to person in your industry for dental care for children, or for real estate or insurance in this area, or something that makes you unique. So that we can't change that. We can't cause people, like we were talking about changing your market in real estate. You cannot affect the market so that you're going to maintain success in the way you were doing business before. So you have to change your business model and your marketing strategy to adjust. And all of us are going to have to do that, because things change, competition changes. Somebody comes into the area who wasn't there before and is now a major competition. So again, we have to shift our strategies. So you
Googling, how do you research that? How do you get that information?
Well, I have a subscription to a tool.
Gotcha. Okay.
That lets me go in there and find out in any 1 month what people are looking for. Now, one thing, and now I will tell you right up front, you need to do all kinds of forms of marketing. You heard me say that before. The reason I like the internet a lot is because it's measurable. I know how many people hit my website, where they hit, what they looked at, who signed up for my newsletter. I know my numbers because the internet tells me that. Most other forms of marketing don't give you that specific results. The other thing is I can go into this tool that I have a license for and find out how many people are Googling what keywords. And again, that helps me tell my client, not a lot of people are looking for that, but there's a lot of people looking for this. So let's focus our market on this, and then we'll funnel business this way. But if I didn't know those numbers from Google and Yahoo, we can kind of guess, and it'd probably be a good educated guess, but not as much. So on the internet, I try to find out those things that will help my clients get the best return on investment faster than having to test and measure and try to figure it out as we go.
You use Google Analytics?
I have installed that once. It wasn't as helpful as I wanted it to be, so I use other tools.
What form of tracking do you use?
Pardon me?
What form of tracking do you use?
The websites that I have tracking on them, about 90%. So it really just depends. I mean, sometimes tracking isn't as important because as we talk about websites a little bit, a website can serve 5 purposes, okay? And what I will say that if you have a website, or even if you don't have a website, if you want what I call a free .com diagnostic, I look at your website from your consumer standpoint, and I'll give you some specific tips for your website. Some of them you're going to learn today as it is, but if you want specifics, I'd be happy to see. It's about a 30-minute review, and that there is no cost or obligation for that. So if you want that, I think there's a little checkbox on that form that you can check on it if you'd like to have your website reviewed. Yes?
Is there a benefit in finding out similar domain names that would all be a redirect to one?
There is. Actually, that's a really good question. What you want to do, Google, and I'm going to kind of skip into the, let me hold that thought, remember that, because I have an example on that, and I want to explain that all together. Otherwise, we're going to be here for a while. I'm kind of running out of time as it is. Okay, websites. Websites have 5 purposes. Marketing, customer service, which means a website is serving the purpose of you not having to pick up the phone and answer somebody's question. You've heard of frequently asked questions. One, it's convenient for the customer, which will help in conversion, and also it saves you time. So you're not having to spend your time doing that. Survey forms, registration forms, appointment forms, things like that, or other customer service things that you can add to your website. 1, to market your business, but also capture information, and then ultimately convert them. Now, I was talking about the touch method. I am a big fan of email marketing because, 1, it is very inexpensive. Once you've got those names in the newsletter on your website or through contacts or however you do it, now you can touch them on an ongoing basis for pennies. There's a service called Vertical Response, and this will be one of the links that I'll send you. They charge $0.015 per email. Wow. that is so cost effective. Now, of course, you do have to send a good message, know who it's marketing to, and not send it too frequently or too infrequently. Again, it depends on your industry. My personal business, I send it out every 3 to 6 weeks. Some of my clients, we send out quarterly newsletters, some of them monthly, just depends, again, on your industry and your market. But it's such a great way to touch people. I just sent an email out yesterday about this seminar and about another seminar I'm doing in June. And within 2 hours, I heard back from one client who wants to upgrade. I heard back from somebody else who signed on for an online seminar. And also I got some queries from a couple of people. That took me 30 minutes to form a little newsletter thing and send it out, and it cost me pennies. And if it got me one new client or one upgraded client, that was definitely worth it. So again, think about emails as a way to get yourself in front of people and to stay top of mind. Okay, we're gonna look at websites. Now, barbecue. There's a lot of barbecue places in town in Sacramento, would you agree? And so how are we going to distinguish McHugh's? Well, one, they didn't have a website, so just putting something up was good. He does catering and has a little cafe as well as does takeout. Now, you can't see it on the website, but you'll notice the headline. What does the headline say? Ribs. We could say we're the best barbecue in town, that's blah, blah, blah. I thought ribs was kind of cool. What's really cool is if you go to this website, I have a voiceover. So when you click on it, somebody, a guy with a male voice, goes, ribs. Now, I don't think I've ever seen a barbecue website that has it. Now, that was a very small technical trick, but it grabs their attention, it draws them in, and it does a lot more for marketing than a whole lot of blah, 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 blah. Okay. Again, we have an online sign up for his newsletter because he's going to be selling his barbecue. He actually sells his barbecue sauce at Nugget Market now. We have a schedule. So again, customer service and marketing. This is a website we did for Brookfields a few years ago. Now, there's a slideshow. Again, Brookfields, restaurant. I mean, restaurants have a hard time because there's a lot of restaurants, national chains that spend a lot of money getting themselves in front. So what we did is on their website, we played up the family name, local business. We have a slideshow that talks about the fresh beef, the Dryer's ice cream, etc. But you'll notice on the right side, again, customer service. They have a daily menu, soups of the day. So what we did is we have part of the website know what day it is, based on the date stamp. So on Saturdays goes up there. Sundays goes up there. And again, it's just one of those things that's a little different than anything else. That was one good customer service and helps distinguish them. They also are selling their online gift cards. And again, one of the purposes of the site is e-business, okay? E-commerce and e-business. E-commerce is selling something on the internet. E-business is doing business on the internet, like referrals or sign-up forms and things like that. Now, for those of us who don't sell socks or something tangible, think about gift certificates. I have a massage therapist who increased your gift certificate sales just because she offered them on the internet and we set it up through PayPal. So it costs her the 2.9% for that gift certificate to buy it through PayPal, but she's getting sales. And as they say, a bird in the hand, right? So again, think of ways that you might be able to increase your website in terms of e-commerce and e-business. And the last thing is an information resource. For example, in the pool industry, there's probably links to nurseries or other resources that you can provide as a customer service. But the other thing that Google likes is links. They like it if your website is referred by other websites and you link to other websites. And that's how you get organic ranking. So we'll talk about the Google thing in a second. One other example. I just have a new customer. This is his corporate website. So for those of you who are with corporations where you don't have a lot of flexibility, there's other options for you. He had a lot of rules. Now, what's the first thing you notice about this website? The map. The map is like 50% of this page, and the map does not sell your business. I mean, we couldn't do anything about it, And the other thing is with the Mako site, if he sends people here, which is what he was doing, he has now sent his customers to a website that has all his competition. Duh, it's like, why would you do that? So what we did is we created a one-page website because he couldn't have a website. So we created a page in a website that I've built that is a one-page, I call it a nutshell. It's marketing in a nutshell, and I apply all the magic formula. So on the left side, you'll see obviously contact information, hours, map, convenient stuff, not the map, because they haven't bought that yet. But here's the duh buttons. The bookmark this page, this refer to a friend, sign up for my newsletter, send an inquiry to the business. So those are things that put it on the left side, make it easy for them to do. There's a slideshow in the middle that shows about 7 of the cars that he's finished. Again, if you love cars and Sam loved cars, that's what you got to sell, not the map. And then on the right side, we do ding repair and those other things that he's doing. So again, we can take something that was not very good. So if he's going to spend money on a pay-per-click, which is what we were looking at, you certainly don't want to send them to something that's only going to do this much, as opposed to something that's going to do that much.
How long have you had that up?
Less than 2 months.
What have you, what are the measurements on that?
Well, on his best day, he's gotten 2 people filling out the form. But the interesting thing is I'm going to talk about search engines in a sec. Remember I was telling you about points? If you, in fact, within 10 days, and if you Google now, Mako North Highlands, he is #1 in Google out of about 60,000 pages. That was exciting, because that's free, basically. He's placed there for free. And I'm checking his other ones because, again, the other keywords are more competitive. So, again, there's no crystal ball. And it does it costs a lot, necessarily, to try to be up there in the organic searching. And we're going to talk about that next, search engines. Okay. 55% of the consumers use Google to find stuff. 20 to 25% use Yahoo. Everybody else uses something else. So if you ever get a phone call from somebody saying, hey, I can put you in yellowpages.com or this and that and spend N dollars per month, it may seem reasonable. But again, you got to look at your return on investment. If you were to do a survey of all the people out here and say, how are you finding stuff on the internet? If nobody says yellowpages.com, that's your first wake-up call. Now, I won't say it will not work because one of the things when you do Google, a lot of these things on the left will be yellowpages.com/Mako or something like that, because the bigger engines have a bigger footprint. So they're easier for Google to find and they rank higher. However, to spend a lot of money on that is really something you gotta measure. I had a guy who was spending $600 a month doing garage doors in Google. We converted him over to pay-per-click. Now, again, I'm running out of time a little bit, so I'm going to talk about pay-per-click on the right side. Pay-per-click is you pay for only when they click on it. If I know, because I told you I have this tool, that 1,000 people per month are typing in auto body shop, paint job, car paint job, day repair, those kinds of things, that's 1,000 impressions, which means we can be seen 1,000 times by people. Now, not all of those are going to click on us. But they're qualified. This is so cool about the internet. It's like in print ads, you don't know how many people are looking for what you offer. But if they're Googling, they're already pre-qualified because they were already typing in something that was relevant to your business. Now, on the other side, when they click on you, so these are pay-per-clicks, and you'll see Sam's ad right there. You mentioned domain names. Google gives you points if what they're Googling is in your domain name. So to be like samsbusiness.com, that does nothing. So we bought sacautobodysshop.com because that's going to rank us in Sac Auto Body Shop. We put keywords in his description like Mako and auto body and collision repair. Content on your web pages is going to help you on ranking. Again, it's no crystal ball as far as where you rank. It depends on your competition. But at least those are tricks you can do. So having more than one domain name is smart if you've got a lot of keywords that apply to them.
What about the meta tags? Are you constantly updating those?
Not constantly. In fact, the records are showing that meta tags are being used less and less in terms of ranking, but I still use them because it doesn't take much time to put those. And those are invisible words behind your website page. And again, I'm going to kind of zip through this because we got started a little bit late, but I want to get you through most of this information. But again, if you'd like to learn more about the internet, I can do a .com for you. Okay, so pay-per-click is very cost-effective. In fact, for most of the businesses here, I say you have a chance at doing something as long as you niche it down. And we do some research to find out if people are looking. And again, that kind of preliminary search is free with that .com diagnostic I mentioned. Okay, high-touch strategies. Commercials. We mentioned the 30-second commercial. Remember I told you that I have measurable results? The first time I stood up in front of the Rancho Cordova Chamber, this is what I said. Hi, my name is Susan Dakusaku, and before I tell you what I do, I want you to remember the last time you were talking to a coworker, a client, maybe your boss, and you just couldn't get your message across. You weren't communicating. Wasn't that frustrating? Didn't you feel like you were up a creek without a paddle? Well, I'm in the paddle business. I teach people how to communicate in 30 seconds or less. I happen to be doing a workshop next week, so if you're interested in coming, please see me afterwards. Or if you want to join my Toastmasters Club, they will help you in your verbal communication skills. I'm Susan Dakusaku with Acceleration Services. For 30 seconds, got 2 people to my workshop, 1 person joined Toastmasters, and 2 people approached me about speaking to their brown bag lunch programs. 5 in 30 seconds. Now, again, that's measurable results, and you know, in T&I we have to do commercials every week. You need to change it up, because even if you have an awesome commercial, that rocks, if we hear it every single week, it starts to become white noise. So you need to kind of start thinking of words that are important, analogies that apply, whatever it is, and you'll hear the magic formula in that commercial. What grabbed your attention? Yeah, it's a rhetorical question. Everybody has that. Again, it was pretty broad, but how I started was I asked a question. Asking a question is a great way to go like this. Have you ever had? Oh, yeah, that's me. Okay, you got me. Then I used the whole paddle thing. That again was something Purple Cow, about how it was said. I had a lady come up to me a year after that and said, "You're the paddle lady." That is stickiness.
That's good.
That is good. You want those kinds of things in what you do with your Purple Cow to be sticky. I'm keeping an eye on the clock. Okay, visual. I'm going to show you some pictures here. The dry cleaner. This is the ad they did direct mail on. Isn't that good? I love that. Well, when we talk about pets being a good draw, people go, "Oh, wow, pet, cute puppy." Some things look good in wrinkles. That's the Purple Cow. 10%. Why pay more? Very big promoted offer, limited time offer. And even the logo, their previous logo did not tell the story. What do you think of when you see that logo? You see it right there?
With the little
Right, Daisy. Fresh, clean.
Yeah.
Again, everything has to tell a message. Everything that you use in your marketing needs to tell that story. So be sure that you look at everything you have judiciously and say, can I get a better picture? Can I get a better logo? Whatever it is, because again, 18 seconds, that's American River advertising. Again, I'll send you links to this. Commercials we talked about. I will mention Toastmasters really quick. I was never shy, but I also was not very skilled. I was never funny. I was never comfortable, because if I said something that I thought was funny and nobody laughed, I would feel bad. But I've gotten better at it. It really helps me not only in my brainstorming, now my brain really clicks on that, which is why that whole thing about the dog ears came in, but also it helps you think on your feet. I'm a member of Toastmasters for 8 years now, and if you've never checked one out, go visit, because a good return on investment. It's like $60 for 6 months. Very inexpensive. Find good pictures. I have links that I will send you again for great stock photography pictures. A lot of us have pictures of our products, like I know Rick has some great photos of pools and things. But if you don't and you want to tell a story, there's some great websites out there where you can download pictures for like $1.50. And it tells the story. I spend money because if you're going to spend the money to market, you've got to get good pictures. I think the things that businesses need or want a website, because we are now in the day and age, if you don't have a website, a www on your business card, a lot of times it's going to end up in the trash, because we don't have time to research you by phone or by referrals. Tell me it on the website so at least check you out. The other thing is on your car. Billboards run from $10,000 to $20,000 a month. People are driving all the time. It's a great place to be. You're driving a lot. Put your www on your car and get it out there. I haven't gotten a lot of referrals, but I've gotten enough where it's definitely paid for the little signage. So it can be a magnet sign, window sign, whatever. These were cool. Again, grab your attention stuff. These came out of Europe. Wouldn't that grab your attention?
Oh, yeah.
I just thought those were cool. So again, visuals, great ways to grab their attention. In fact, the Nutshell website, I'm working on some promotion for that because we're just now launching it. The tagline for that is, "What's in your walnut?"
That's cute.
Okay, yeah, my brain works that way now. Okay, I'm wrapping it up, and we're just a couple minutes over. Free.com diagnostic, again, there's a little place in the form. I would be happy to spend time with you because, again, there is no Band-Aid. Hopefully you all learned something that you can apply to your marketing strategies now that will either make you more money or save you some money. But again, if you want to look at your website, I'd be happy to do that. There are some specials that I offer in terms of discounts as coming for the seminar because you're already educated. Part of my job as a marketing person is to, one, learn about your business so I can market you better. If I don't know your business, I just got a call from a gal who's a trust attorney. Some cold caller called her up and wanted $10,000 for a new website and an online campaign. How can they charge you if they don't know what your return on investment is? I want to know who your target market, what your plan, your return on investment is, so then we can plan the strategy that suits that. So don't spend money just because you have it, unless you know what your return on investment will be. Because again, great return on a modest investment is good, but even if you have to spend a little bit more, if we know what the numbers are, that's good as well. Okay, so that's kind of my wrap up. We just had a couple minutes over. Does anybody have any burning questions that they want answered about high touch, high tech, or both? No questions? If you could take a moment, I would really appreciate any feedback on the seminar. Again, if you, there's a little checkbox. If you like the seminar and learned something good, I would appreciate the feedback, and then I will post you on my website.
I didn't get one of your packets.
Oh, the packets? I think it's in the corner down there with a business card on it. Oh, and you're looking at this book. Oh, that's right. I told you. Yeah, actually, these are for sale. These are $3 a piece. These have the magic marketing formula in them, as well as some quotes. I love quotes. They're great for e-newsletters and things like that. It's just kind of a summary. It talks specifically about the commercials, 30-second commercials, but it can be applied. And if you will fill out that form and turn them in, I'll have a drawing for one of these. But again, they're available for $3 a piece or 2 for $5.